Lambert has arrived in the studio.
Good morning.
Welcome to Toronto. Welcome to CHUM FM.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling about getting up this early in the morning to do, well, you've probably done a lot of interviews this early in the morning.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. The coffee's kicking. It's good.
How long does it take you to get ready?
Like an hour.
Really? So you didn't sleep in these clothes? You actually had to put all this stuff on?
I did.
Like the necklaces, the rings, all this stuff?
I slept in my boots, though.
Oh, well, I would hope so.
Yeah, they came into the bed with me. I mean, they're snakeskin. I can't take them off. I love them so much.
I have so many questions to ask you.
Okay.
So many questions. I got to ask you about American Idol and that Simon is leaving. The announcement's been made. How do you think the show's going to survive without him?
I think it'll survive because I think the audience invests in contestants, not necessarily the judges. And I know for the first couple of weeks of the show, everybody wants to hear what the judges are going to say to the people that come in an audition. But
Right.
I think once they pick that top 10 and you find someone that you're really into, that's what keeps you coming back for more each week.
Now, you're going to be 28 very, very soon.
Next week.
That's,
yeah,
well, happy
the
birthday.
29th. Yeah.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And that's the
Friday.
cutoff.
Yeah, that is the cutoff. Yeah.
So, of all the years that American Idol was taking place, were you going, I should really do it? I should really do it. Like how many times did you think about it before you actually went and auditioned?
It's so funny because I remember when the show first came on, I watched the first season with Kelly Clarkson as the winner, and I thought, wow, how fun. I could do this maybe. And I just didn't quite believe in myself enough to go to the audition. I didn't want to face the rejection of it. And then for a while I thought, oh, I'm not right for the show. There's no point in me even going. They would never go for me. I'm too weird. I'm too theatrical. I'm too this and too that.
No, you?
Yeah, me, yeah.
No.
So then finally I got to the point where I started working on music, and I thought, how am I going to make it in this industry when, you need a fan base in order to get signed? Being discovered is a dying art. It's a thing of the past. And I thought, wow, what a better platform than that.
How did you feel though walking up for that first audition? Is it pretty...
My heart was racing. Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
Intimidating?
Yeah, really intimidating. And you get up there, and I've watched the show, it's been on for 8 years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm in front of Simon and Paula and Randy
Yeah.
and Kara that year for the first time. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is actually happening. It's so surreal.
I can't remember the song that you sang to audition.
Well, actually, the first song I sang was I Want to Rock With You by Michael Jackson. But they only showed Bohemian Rhapsody, which ended up being my second song that I showed them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
I think they just wanted to paint me as the classic rock guy from the get-go. So
Right.
I would think that no matter how much confidence you have in yourself before you get up there, just before you have to do that audition, you must think, all the clowns that get up there that think they can sing, and they can. Someone convinced them. Like, I would be doubting myself right to that point, and they would probably just, even if I had a voice, would probably lose it at that point.
Yeah, and I think I feel so bad for the people that come on the show that get trashed, because I'm like, wow, they really believe that they can do this, and it's so sad to see their heart crushed. But you know what? I mean, that's part of what makes the show so fascinating. I think.
And you'll be watching when it gets to the top 10.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but not yet. A little early.
It makes me sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, a couple weeks of it is okay, and then it's just like, okay, stop this train wreck right now.
And then the other thing that I get so frustrated about is sometimes, and I would say it to their faces, that the judgment is so subjective. Sometimes someone comes in there and can sing and is great, and they hate them. And I've sat at home before in past seasons and been like, are you crazy? That person's amazing. And
But it's not just about the singing, is it? It's
That's
also
true.
about charisma and, style.
Yeah, and I think in a reverse way, I think also they like contestants that come on the show that they can mold. They kind of start out, very like boy or girl next door, and then can evolve into something a little bit more glamorous. So.
And the entertainment value for the purposes of television.
Yeah, and that arc, that growth and that journey, I think is really important.
Adam Lambert is here, and let me ask you, I think it was last week you were on Oprah.
I was.
I think about you in this past year and how crazy and frenzied it must be for you to be now sitting in front of Oprah. You didn't even seem to be the least bit intimidated by her.
I was really nervous before I walked out there, but she has a way of making you feel very comfortable. I mean, that's why she's Oprah.
Yeah.
That's why she does what she does, and she's so amazing. And I just felt really at ease talking with her. So
one of your stories, though, that you told her was about having recently met Madonna and being invited to Madonna's house because your guitar player is actually Madonna's guitar coach.
And player many times. He actually just played the Haiti benefit the other night with her.
Right.
His name is Monty. He's an old friend of mine. We had a band together for a couple years. So he finally convinced. He knows how much of a Madonna fan I have always been, And finally, I met her right after the Rolling Stone cover came out. So I think that's what it took to get me a ticket to the house.
And where was this house? Is this in New York? Or
Yeah, it was right on Central Park, and I guess that's how you meet Madonna. You gotta get on the cover of a magazine.
And so how did it go? How was it?
She was amazing.
You weren't intimidated by Oprah, but by Madonna.
Madonna, I got real starstruck. I grew up watching her. She's amazing. She's an incredible creative being, and she has reinvented herself over the years and created such great imagery and music. And I just, my heart was racing, and I said, oh my gosh. And she said, what? And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just a little intimidated. She's like, why? And I said, because I love you. And she said, so love equals intimidation for you?
That's just so easy.
I said, yeah.
So easy to get along with, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I have to ask you too, you have a younger brother, and I want to know how your fame has really affected him. How is he handling all of this?
You know, he's funny. He has got a blog called Negative Neil. And he's got this really dark sense of humor. He's very sarcastic and cynical, and he's written about it a couple times on his website. He's very funny, very smart, and it's been an adjustment for him and the rest of my family. But I think ultimately he's proud of me, and he gets a kick out of it. And he goes through this this crisis of like whether or not to name drop. I think he's been at bars before with girls, and he said, "Yeah, I met this girl. She was really, really cute." And I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, Neil, I know you feel kind of corny, but there's probably like a really subtle way you could be like, do you know what my brother is? And he's like, no, I won't do it. I won't do it. And I was like, well, I respect your integrity, my friend, but
use it.
It might get you laid. I don't know. Just saying.